So this is the top 5 best class setups in Black Ops 7. All these loadouts are so easy to use with basically no recoil. So what I want to start out with is actually the Ryden, and we're going to give you guys both a regular build and a gunfighter build. So shout out to U4GM for sponsoring this video. They are the go-to website for Black Ops 7 services like cheap bot lobbies, camo grinds, and XP tokens. They also have more than 20,000 good reviews on Trustpilot, and it's really worth a try. So if you are going to use it, make sure you use my discount code CHAIN for an extra 5% off. We're going to go completely new. For the muzzle, what I highly suggest is the Hawker Series 45. You can use the silencer if you want to, but I just want to use a Hawker Series 45 just to make sure this thing basically has no recoil. For the barrel, I would say damage range is actually the king, but if you do want the damage range and bullet velocity, it's completely up to you. For me, I would most likely use either the Vienna or the Greaves Whiptail, but for the sake of it, we'll use the Greaves. So under barrel, we're going to go either with the lateral precision if you want to use that, or you can use the Respire hand stop or the Vitalized hand stop. I would say the lateral precision grip is honestly the best choice. Sometimes I see people using the EAM for movement speed, but I think the lateral precision, if you want accuracy, this would be the best choice. For the magazine, the 40 round is perfect. I don't think you should go beyond that. 50 is unnecessary. I mean, if you're just leveling it up, then you can put this on, but if you have it leveled up already, you don't need 30. 40 is more than enough. And then we can honestly, there's a couple things you can do at this point. With 4 attachments, you can go with a rear grip stock or fire mod. If you want more recoil control, you can put on the recoil sync unit for the horizontal and vertical recoil control. And if you go into the firing ranges, what you're going to experience, honestly, it just does not move. It's a fantastic SMG. I actually think it's the best SMG in the game. You know, some people will argue it's a Dravic, but this thing is just so easy. It absolutely melts. But it's completely up to you if you want to use this or not. Now, if you want to actually put on the gunfighter version, for the rear grip, there's a couple things you could suggest. I would honestly suggest going with the skeletonized grip, or you can go with the eruption grip. The eruption grip is really what I go with for the dive to fire, slide to fire, aim down, sight speed, and jumping movement speed. For the stock, now there's a couple things you can do. You can go with collapsible, you can go with the VAS, you can go with the SKE. I mean, all these are honestly really good. For the sake of it, I would say go collapsible. And then when you go into the firing range, once again, it's just absolutely busted. I mean, it just takes no effort to use this, and now you have a fast-moving SMG with no recoil and fantastic range. I just honestly think that this SMG is the best SMG in the game. But then we go on to the MXR. I actually think the MXR is the best AR in the game right now. I mean, some people like the M15, and honestly, I mean, that's fine too. But I think the MXR is actually better. So when we go to build the MXR, you can use a silencer if you want to, but it's completely up to you whether you want it or not. I would go with the Redwall 90 compensator. For the barrel, you have a couple of choices. You can go with the damage range barrel. You can go with the damage range and bullet velo. You can go with the bullet velo. I mean, just for the sake of it, we'll do a damage range and bullet velo, but typically I would just use the damage range. Then for the underbarrel, we'll go with the horizontal recoil control. For the magazine, I would suggest well, I mean, it's completely up to you whether you want the 30 or 40. Remember, this is a slow firing weapon. So if you want to use the 30, I think you'd be fine in this situation. But if you want to use the 40, I think that's fine too. And then for this one, I would most likely suggest using something along the lines of like the celebrity grip just for the aim down sight speed. So when you go into the firing range, this is literally what you're going to experience. This thing just really doesn't move. It's actually kind of incredible. I love this weapon so much just because, I mean, the freaking high TTK, it basically does the same damage at like any part of the body you shoot. I mean, other than head, of course, but like this thing is just absolutely busted. Then if you want to actually get a gunfighter version for the stock, you can go with this, not the skeletal. You can go with the winch stock, the gate lux stock. I don't think you should use a Greaves stock between the gate lux and the winch if you want more recoil control than the winch, but I think you should use the gate lux stock just for like more aim walking movement speed. And then for the fire mod, you can actually just make the horizontal and vertical recoil better. I don't think this needs an optic. If you want to put an optic on there, completely fine, but I think this does good without an optic. And look, this thing literally just does not move. It's honestly one of the best, well, not SMGs, one of the best ARs in the game, and I'm honestly so impressed with how it actually works. But next, we are moving on to the Dravic 45. The Dravic 45 is incredible. I think that the Dravic 45 is on a class of its own. Honestly, it acts like an AR and SMG. Go with the muzzle. I suggest actually using a suppressor for this one just because it already has extremely low recoil. So if you have a low recoil weapon that can stay off the minimap, I mean, why not? For the barrel, I would go with the 19 EAM horizontal barrel. I know some people are going to go with the 14 verse barrel. I don't think it's necessary. I think for this, damage range is just better. I would go with the 48 round extended Gator. Well, again, the Gator extended mag for 48 bullets. Everything else is just like 60 is just kind of insane, and 30, I mean, it's okay. But 48, I think, is just key. Plus, I think you unlock it pretty early. For the rear grip, what I would suggest is either the quick arm grip or the Herald Z1 grip. I use the Herald Z1 grip. I think I do a lot better with it. For the stock, I'm pretty sure you don't really need a stock. Doesn't like, I mean, if you need to fill it out, then you can. I would suggest either the Servo Q-Step stock or the Defiant 45 skeletal stock. I think Servo Q is actually pretty good. So if you go into the firing range, this is what you're going to experience. This thing, like I said, literally just doesn't move. It's just a busted SMG that like acts like an AR. The fact that it got buffed recently too, they increased the damage range, is incredible. But if I was to put on Gunfighter, literally, I mean, you can increase fire rate if you really want to, but I think the cons are too high. I would honestly just put on 45 caliber pressured or accelerated recoil system just to help the recoil a little bit more. It already has no recoil, but it would just increase the no recoil even more. We're going the AK-27. The AK-27 is an absolute beast of a weapon. I think this is also one of the best ARs in the game. If not the best AR, I think it's one of the best ARs. So going with the muzzle, we're going with the EMT3 for the vertical recoil control. The barrel, now this one is completely up to you whether you want the damage range or damage range and bullet velocity. Both work really well. I mean, for the sake of it, we'll do the 18.2. The underbarrel, I would definitely go with the lateral precision grip. I mean, if you need an alternative, you can definitely go with the iron hold angled grip until you have the lateral precision grip. I think you unlock it pretty quick. Then for the magazine, I would definitely go with the 40 extended. And now there's one more thing that basically is more important than the rear grip stock or anything else. When you go to the fire mods, the prestige attachment. This thing is busted. Absolutely busted. I would throw on the enhanced cycle system. If you throw this on, then you do need to switch this up to switch it to 16.3, the tumult barrel, just to compensate for that damage range and bullet velocity that go down. And then if you go into the firing range, I just need you to see this. This thing shoots ridiculously quick. And the beautiful thing is, like, it basically has no recoil. Well, like, I control recoil pretty well. All you have to literally do is hold down your thumbstick a little bit, and it's absolutely busted. I easily, hold on, sorry about that. I easily think, what the heck? Sorry, stick drift. I easily think this is like one of the best weapons in the game. And if you go gunfighter, you could actually help the recoil even more with the Crohn's Heavy. Now, you can use the Char control grip if you want to as well, but I think, well, they're both actually pretty good. So horizontal or vertical, we'll put this on for the sake of it. The stock, you definitely want to put on the Puggle Heavy stock for the vertical and horizontal recoil control. Laser, I don't think is necessary. If you want to put an optic on there, completely up to you. And then this is what you're going to experience. I mean, it's just insane. So if you want an extremely fast fire rate AR that just does not move and is absolutely busted, this is your weapon. But like I was saying before, this thing is an absolute monster. We do have one more that I want to show you guys, and that is the X9 Maverick. I was trying to avoid actually showing this class just because, in my opinion, I don't think it's the most meta of meta weapons, but I mean, everyone else thinks so, so I'm going to show you guys. So for the Maverick, I definitely suggest putting on the Lethal Tools ELO. This is one of those weapons where I actually do recommend having an optic on there. For the muzzle, I do suggest putting on the compensator for the vertical recoil control. The barrel, I would definitely suggest either the 17.6 or the 19.5. They're both really good. You'll get more vertical recoil control with the 17.6, but if you don't care about that, you can put the 19.5. Now, for the sake of it, we'll do the 17.6. For the underbarrel, we'll do the lateral precision grip. And now, here is where it gets a little interesting. You can put a rear grip on there to help your aim down sight speed. If you don't care too much about that, then we can put something else on there. But for the sake of this class, this is what we're going to do. Now, this thing is absolutely insane. I mean, honestly, even with just these attachments, it gets the job done pretty well. It seems like it takes 2 bursts around the 25-meter range, but like up close and personal, it really just takes 1 burst. So, I mean, it's completely up to you if you want to use this. I just think it's a fantastic weapon to use. And then we put on a gunfighter version for the stock. You're going to want to put on the Spectre X Guard, so basically the horizontal and vertical recoil control. For the fire mods, this is up to you. If you want to use the horizontal and vertical recoil control or the bullet velocity, I would say the horizontal and vertical recoil control. Go into the firing range, and this is what you're going to experience. This thing literally just doesn't move. I mean, it's just an unmatched weapon. It might be a little bit better than the M8, but that's just personal opinion. But let me know what you guys thought of these class setups. Let me know which one helped you best in the comment section down below.